Green.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone, from Kansas Speedway. I am Joe with Bobby Rafferty. We're just getting everything set up for the final round of 12 in the Relentless Racing League. We're getting everything set up with the SDK. SDK had a big update, and it's going to look a little bit different today, but only today. So hope you guys enjoy default screens. Anyway, how are you doing today, Bobby?
Doing all right. Looking forward to a good night of racing here. Points race is very, very tight. Should be very interesting.
Yeah, I had the points up just for a moment. We'll get a better look at it. But there are a few guys who really need to have a good day today, because if they do not, it's pretty much going to be out of the playoffs for them. Those drivers are pretty much going to be Warman, who is a pretty decent away from 8th, maybe even Nidek. But all the people that are in the bottom, they're pretty safe from, well, they're not safe. The only people I would say are safe are Flanagan, Malarkey, maybe Grosso and Hernandez.
Well, we have 150 laps to find out what's going to happen. That's a long race, but these guys don't look like, they don't look like they're waiting around at all, as Grosso makes a pretty aggressive move there going into 3. Looks like everybody was able to gather it back up, but if that's any indication on how we're going to be running tonight, this is gloves are definitely off here. Well, looks like we got one going down to the infield, and caution is out.
That is Frey and Malarkey, and it's also Flanagan. Now, Ethan's going to be okay because he did get that win last week, so it's not a big deal for him, but that crash for Malarkey, who is second in points, not going to be
hey, dude, you okay? I was avoiding cars.
What he wanted to happen. Let's see what happened.
It looks like Tony, unfortunately, I don't know if he just lost sight of where he was in the pack and was just looking too far ahead and lost track of where he was, but he just barely touched the wall and it bounced him straight off, and he did everything he could to save it. And he actually looked like you said, got out of there unscathed, but in that in the panic of all that, of people trying to avoid, it looks like Malarkey checked up and really didn't leave. Let's see who this is. Ethan Flanagan, much of any place to go, and unfortunately, those two guys got tangled up pretty hard there. Looks like Ethan honestly took the worst end of that.
Yeah, luckily for Ethan, though, he is locked in, so that is the one fortunate thing for him. Trying to get everything settled on the SDK part, but yeah, it looked like Tony hit the wall, and then Flanagan, actually not Flanagan, but Malarkey hit the wall, and then that's what caused that whole accident. Malarkey's going to go a lap down as well, so everyone's in the pit lane, going to take some gas.
Absolutely. It almost kind of seems like a monkey see, monkey do here. I'm not sure what the fuel mileage situation is here, or how the tire wear is on these cars at this track, but seeing this, I've got to assume, keep this thing topped off and as fresh a rubber as you can on the car is going to be critical from just looking at that.
Yeah, down pit road, Warman is going to lead a lap, and he does need to lead a lap because he's at the bottom of the table, so I think he's going to take every opportunity he can to get some bonus points. Looks like Hernandez is going to be coming out second, Coonan's third. Wonder what took Simone so long on pit road, because he was up in about second place, and Simone's been really turning around. He's been looking a lot much better the last few weeks. He had a really strong run last week as well. Warman's going to come down pit road, get his gas up. I'm going to turn off the radio right now, but Bobby, you're going to have to keep an eye on how many laps we've done, because I don't see how many laps we're doing right now, or what lap we're even on with this.
Absolutely. That is no issue for you there, my friend.
Yeah, it's kind of like the old days where, you didn't even have any of this fancy stuff. It was just pretty much just you got the screen, you got the show, and that's what you got. You didn't get any of these fancy overlays. Maybe they'd pop up every now and then, but
Yeah,
nothing
I'm
like they
kind of
used
used
to.
to that, being a real life short track racer, sitting there counting the laps as we're going around a little bit.
So, you did pretty well at Kansas last time we saw you out here. Tell us about this track. Tell us what you think you need to do to be fast here.
It's definitely interesting track. I noticed there's a big difference between the ARCA car and the truck here, but you know, and especially you get into a race like this, it's 150 laps. With the caliber of drivers that we have in this league, you definitely expect to see long runs. So your all out pace might not be your best strategy moving forward, as we're going to be going green here. But my strategy has always been, protect the car and make it to the end, which has seemed to work out well for me for the rest of the season. But we go green here. Angel Hernandez is jumping out to a good lead. It looked like, I believe that is Allen was kind of lagging back on the start there, and looks like that whole outside lane is going to suffer from it. That whole outside lane is falling back quite a few spots here.
Yeah, just keep it going. I'm on a conversation with Jeremy right now, so yeah, just keep on going. I'm gonna get this SDK fixed.
Yep, that is not a problem. Angel looks like he is out here to a pretty halfway decent, comfortable lead. Looks like the guys have somewhat learned from that first couple of lap issue. Still have some side-by-side racing going through here through the pack, but everybody, like I said, seems to have calmed it down a tiny bit. Unfortunately, I cannot see what Joe is showing you guys on his end,
Oh,
so
we
I'm
got
just
Angel
gonna.
Hernandez going on right now.
Okay,
This
yeah,
is so messed
so
up I can't even find the cameras on this thing.
so like I said, everybody is kind of sitting here toe to toe. We do have second place Barkley taking a look inside, and he has John Nidick. I'm gonna say, I'm sorry if I'm gonna butcher anybody's
You
names
got it
tonight.
perfectly right.
Looking inside, but falling back in line. The 12 car of Mike Simon, though, making a pretty good run here on the outside. Gets a little bit squirrely. He's in the fence a tiny bit, was able to save it. It looks like same thing in the ARCA series. That outside lane, especially in 3 and 4, definitely does work and carries the momentum, but it's definitely a knife edge. You have to be very, 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 very precise when you're running that outside lane.
Yeah,
Look like we
Barkley's out in
have.
front right now. I mean, he's been doing a pretty good job. Some of these guys who weren't in the playoffs, all of a sudden, like they get out of the playoffs and then they're running like they're running for a championship almost. Barkley doesn't really have a great season, but he's in the lead for pretty much the first time I've seen him lead for most of the season.
Absolutely, and I mean, at that point, if you're not running for a championship, what do you have to lose at that point? You're at that point, you're going for wins, and you're going for the glory, because that's at that point, that's all you got left. So your finishes really don't matter at that point. It's kind of a win it or bin it situation. And yes, that is a little bit of a tip of the cap to one of my team's good friends, another team from Australia, the Win It or Bin It sprint car team, Matt Grimm. How's it going, buddy?
And I know you were mentioning Rat Fink because they're your guys. I'll put it up real fast on here in the playoffs. So yeah, the two Rat Fink guys, Marky and Ethan. Well, guess what? They're out right now.
Hey, you know what? We'll rebound as a team, and we'll come back better for next week. That's all. Still some really good side racing all the way through the pack here. This is a very, very entertaining race to watch here tonight.
So, going farther into this run, right? Would you feel more comfortable, running the high side, like say Hernandez, Klein, Colbar, or would you be more confident, running like kind of the bottom lane, like Barkley's running?
It would all depend on what I would find in testing, how the tire wear is. I definitely do some testing. during the week, and at least make a fuel run when it comes to the pavement stuff. And I'll make a run and not go full out, but run a decent, what I feel would be a leading race pace, maybe a little bit harder, and see how much abuse those right side tires and the left rear is going to take. And usually I'll do that on the low lane. And if I'm seeing a whole ton of tire wear and a ton of drop off, I'll go out and make another run and run, the first maybe 10, 11 laps on the bottom, and then try to move up to that middle or top lane and compare and see where I'm at. So I know, where is going to be the best lane to run. But it also is going to depend on the track, like last night in the ARCA race, which, again, I know we're doing the Cup broadcast, but as an ARCA driver and yourself being an ARCA driver, I want to give a hats off to everybody in that ARCA series, because that was a phenomenal race. But like last night, my strategy was to keep it in the back and let the carnage happen as it may. And it's also going to be a race by race decision on what I feel comfortable and
Oh,
how
one car in the
everything's going.
grass.
Yeah, we do.
I can't tell who that is. I believe that's Forns. I mean, he's been having a rough go at it lately.
Looks like he was able to gather it up. No harm, no foul. He I'm showing him as in 8th place, but I don't believe that is correct. I think he lost more positions than that. But, no harm, no foul. Just get those tires cleaned up and go back at it.
Well, I think this update may have screwed SDK because we can't even load it. So
well, we'll get it figured out for the week, and we'll make do with what we have tonight, man. At the end of the day, we got some phenomenal drivers on a beautiful track on a beautiful night, and a lot on the line. So a lot to look forward here to.
Yeah, John, who typically, he doesn't start amazingly, but he's moved his way up to 10th in that 33 car. I'm not 10th. He's moved up 10 spots to 2nd.
Yeah, he definitely does look strong, and he looks like he's going to be putting some pressure here on Angel. I'd be very curious, because I've raced with Angel before. I know he is a very consistent driver. He knows when to push and when to be conservative. I'm wondering if he's just out there running his pace and his race right now. And be interesting to see if John does show him a nose, if he just moves over and lets him go, and, just so he can conserve his stuff.
Well, John, I know, is one of those guys who is lower in the points, as well as Andrew. So both of them are going to be really pushing hard to get as many playoff points as they can, because top 10, each of them, if you're first, you get 10, second, you get 9, and so on. So right now, what I'm looking at also is Darnell is up 7, another guy who really needs to have a good night tonight, because he is in 10th. Or 7th. And looks like Duke Davis is the other guy who's climbed up 7 spots. So I can't remember, when was the last time that you were in here to broadcast the Cup race with me?
I believe I caught the very tail end of the Dover race with you.
Tail end of the Dover race, huh? Yeah, oh man. I don't remember that race.
I believe that, I don't know if that race was in the playoffs or just about to go into the playoffs. But it was definitely, it had to be close to a month ago. Unfortunately, life has been very, very busy for me.
Busy. Yeah, it sounds like you were busy. Well, hey, I managed to get us an old SBRN overlay, so at least I can change the camera so you're not looking at TV1 the whole time. There we go. Now we're looking good. So at least the broadcast looks a little bit better, and we can actually see how many laps we've done. So it's good enough we got what we got.
So, Joe, it definitely looks like, at least, let's see here, the top, I'm going to say, I'll call it the top 5. We could really include the top 7 here, are kind of single
Yeah.
filed out, and it seems like everybody is kind of content to run where they run. And, of course, as soon as I say that, we have the 4th place car of, I believe that is Andrew Cole peeking out of line, and looks like he's going to pay the price for that and end up dropping back to 5th place as soon as he drops to that bottom line.
Yeah, Kolb. I don't know. He is a guy that is in the contention, but he's also a guy he's not in a safe spot position, so he's gonna want every position that he can, and he's gonna try to take advantage of this little 3 wide battle going on the high side. But I mean, you can get away with the bottom, but you can't be a bottom feeder. You can't be sitting on the bottom forever, because if you're gonna be sitting on the bottom forever, that's where trouble may come for you. 3 wide.
Absolutely. Yeah, 3 wide. Like, what do they say? It's commentator's curse. I should have kept my mouth shut, or maybe not, because it's going to make for some excited race, and we'll see how long they're at least going to stay 2 wide, I think, here going through 1 and 2.
Yeah, Johnny manages to pick him off on the high side. Good spatial awareness by John, and he's going to get up to 2nd spot.
Now, the one thing we got to keep an eye on with all this battling here, Angel is sitting there going in his car, looking in the mirror, going, "Go on, guys, keep fighting," because he has been able to give himself a pretty substantial gap. I would say at least 15 cars out in front.
Well, Angel's a guy that you don't want to give a lead to on a long run, because he will take it, he will run, and he is a guy that on a long run is going to be pretty hard to catch. One of the best long run drivers, so
absolutely. And for his age, it's actually extremely impressive from somebody, again, like I said, of that age, where he has the composure to, don't worry about what's in the mirror, worry about what's out in front of you, and just run your race, run your line, and run those consistent lap times. I say it all the time. All out speed does not win you races. It's being patient and running your line and being consistent. That's what wins races, and that in turn is what wins you championships.
How old is Angel even? Because I don't even have a clue.
As far as I know, I believe he is about 18, 19 years old, if I remember correctly.
So, me only being a few years older, right? what are we?
You're all whippersnappers to me at 35. Trust me.
I mean, that's only about 12 years or so. You still grew up with the internet. We grew up with the internet too.
Not the same internet. You guys clicked the internet and it popped up. I clicked the internet, went and had a soda and watched a half-an-hour cartoon, and then maybe it loaded.
Yeah, well, tell me if anyone remembers a dial-up.
I'll never forget that sound.
Oh, we had that for about until like 2014.
While we're sitting here reminiscing, though, Joshua has definitely closed that gap in the last 2 laps. Just looking at lap times here, looks like he was about 4 or 5 tenths quicker than Angel that last lap, which is very impressive. That's showing a lot of muscle. Now, I know in the trucks we definitely had a lot to do with draft at this track. Got to assume at the speeds these guys are going and how high downforce that these Gen 6 cars are, the draft has got to be king in these cars as well. So I don't know how much that has to do with the overall speed there, but it looks like he's about to start hounding Angel here a little bit and filling up his mirrors.
Yeah, and these two are teammates. I don't expect them to really push each other too hard. They're both in a position where they need a lot of points, and they want to be safe. But they also want to knock out a guy like Malarkey out of the playoffs, perhaps. I mean, it's a possibility now at this point with where he is. But, get everything you can. Because you could end up having a situation like Malarkey, where you run a good maybe 2 stages, and then you get wrecked with 10 to go.
Absolutely. I mean, that is a very, very strong possibility. Working with your teammates is definitely the goal. You never want to get into it with your teammates. But, at the same point, if, not saying this is a case, obviously, and not downplaying Angel's ability or his speed, he's shown a lot of muscle here tonight. But there comes a point where if your teammate's holding you up, you almost want to mic up and be like, hey, switch with me because I got places to go and I don't want to get caught up here.
Yeah, everyone's just kind of figured themselves out, kind of going all single file at the moment. The closest battle we have on track right now would be Fornins, Davis, and Buckley as Davis hits the wall and nearly loses it in the grass. He's, if I'm not mistaken, is that a Taylor Swift car?
I don't know. Let me investigate here. Let me take a closer look at what we've got going on here.
We're gonna, because I know the name of this race, the Swifty 150. It's sponsored, if I'm not mistaken, by Grumpy Guys. So
Yeah, I'm
yeah,
gonna say, dear Lord and God bless. That is definitely a Taylor Swift and loud and proud Taylor Swift car.
yeah, I know he's the sponsor of the race. I'll tell you what, we'll ride with the 5 for how about a lap on board? Uh, Davis right now in 12th, having an all right day. Why do I have an Auto Club? We are not running Auto Club. I shall fix. I mean, he might have a chance at Buckley, but he's not going to get in the stage points unless there's a catastrophic incident. Looks like he does have a little bit of damage on his right side, though. Doesn't it look like he has a little bit on the hood?
Yeah, it definitely does, and I think as long as he can stay tucked up underneath somebody, he's going to be all right. But if he loses somebody there, like if he was to try to go ahead and make that pass right now, I think unfortunately with the amount of damage on that car, as little as it may seem, that thing is going to be a major league parachute.
Yeah, the one thing I feel when I get damaged on that right side is it always feels like the car just becomes harder to turn.
It absolutely will because you're losing so much downforce on that right front tire. It's amazing because these are stock cars.
Oh! There they go in the grass. I saw the 5 was looking to get past the 26.
Yeah, and there you go. That is a example of the lack of downforce. But I think even with that even if he had all the downforce in the world,
Well, the problem
that would
was
have been very, very tough for him to avoid.
the 26 hit the wall, and then the 5 just had nowhere to go.
Yep, it looked like he just got a little bit higher than he wanted to coming out of 4, and that car said, "Nope, we're done turning to the left, and we're going to go over here now." Unfortunately.
Well, now damage problems for Steve going to be even worse. Angel's going to win the stage quite easily. He had a great stage run. And we're going to take a peek at how the points look when we get back after pit stops. So we'll go to pit stops, go to commercial break, and then we'll take a discussion real quick about the points. Chat, who do you think's going to win? If we got anyone in chat who would like to voice their opinion about who's going to win, let me know. Looks like Flanagan's going to stay out. I think he's a lap down, though. Here they come down pit road. Everybody's going to be getting 4 tires and gas.
We'll see who paid their pit crew the most tonight.
And down pit road, it looks like the 42 should be able to get out first. Mike Simone gets into its first pit road stall. Everybody's going to be getting 4 tires and gas, and away they go. And Angel slow on the release. Looks like he's going to probably fix some damage. So even with damage, he's all right. 57-11 Looks like the 60 and the 33. So yeah, Angel's gonna fall back, but that'll be all right. All right, we'll be right back on the Southern Broadcast Race Network. Stage 1 complete. Angel Hernandez, the winner of Stage 1. All right, looks like we got everything figured out now. So we're back. Here's a look at the points list as they came into the race. So Malarkey with that crash, he's going to be in a very scary position because 8th spot was at 2042. He was at 2062. So it's going to be close for Malarkey because I don't really see him gaining a lot of spots. Warman, I could fairly say, is out. And I don't think Warman is going to be making any moves to the playoffs. So I'd say Warman is a safe out. Justin Barkley, who needs to get in the playoffs. Well, actually, I forgot he was in the playoffs. He's now in probably in playoff contention with that run, and if he can continue to run up front, Justin Barkley might be sneaking his way into the top 8. It's going to be a very, very close race. Isaac Danger isn't here today, is he?
Let me go ahead and check our entry list here.
It would not appear so.
No, it does not look like he is here.
Okay, so Isaac Danger is out as well. Looking at everyone else, yeah, everyone else is here. So Warman and Danger are out. So as of right now, the two guys I'm worried about in terms of playoffs is going to be Malarkey due to his severe damage, and probably Darnell as well, because Darnell is near the bottom and not running all that great. But there is time, so we shall see what will happen.
Absolutely. Looks like the lights on the pace truck are off. We're getting ready to go green here.
I just noticed Kuhn's car. What is Kuhn's car?
And pace truck peels off.
Green, green, green.
And we are green flag racing.
Yeah, good start on the bottom now. As we're coming into the restart, would you want to be high or low?
I think on the fresh tires, I would want to be low. And just like our now leader, looks like, am I wrong here? No. Mr. Andrew Kolb just jumps out to the lead. I think I'd be doing what these guys are doing. Run a few. Whoa! He almost lost it. Beautiful, beautiful save by Andrew there.
Yeah, but he's going to get swallowed up by the whole field. Luckily, they all managed to dodge Andrew. But yeah,
and this is why we're ARCA and truck drivers, sir, and not cup drivers. Because I would have done the same thing as him and probably fell into the same thing where it would get loose on cold tires there.
But yeah, the inside, as we were saying, it seems like the inside is faster for the first couple of laps. But you don't really want to abuse that inside because you're going to wear your tires a whole lot faster running on the inside, or also running on the apron, as we saw like the 57 did. I mean, you can get away with it. It'll cut your times tremendously. But if you're running flat as opposed to on the banking, it'll definitely chew up the tires faster than you would like. So if you're on the long run, and we only had one caution, so you got to be putting the long run in
Oh,
mind.
Grasso in the wall. It looked like he had a little bit of help there going into 3 with a bump draft.
We'll give it a rewind and see what happened.
Yeah, John Neidick ends up taking the lead there, and unfortunately, let's see here, Joshua Grasso drops from first place to 5th.
Yeah, he didn't hit the wall too bad, but he did drag it for a little bit. Yeah, he probably just missed his braking point a little bit, came in a little bit hotter than he's used to. And that's probably what caused him to...
And here we go for a battle for the lead. Mike Simon made a beautiful move going low into 3 and 4, and basically he was definitely clear, but he took that lane very commandingly to take over the lead from John Neidick.
Yeah, ooh, Mike's loose now. Yeah, Mike was trying to get clear of the 33. He was clear and then got loose, and it looks like John's going to try to throw it down to the bottom. He's going to have the room. Is he going to pull a little slider? Yeah, he will. 12 looked like he was going to come down, but the 33 did not come up all the way up the track like I thought he would have.
No, absolutely. He definitely showed some very good car control there, and he's keeping the car very smooth, not making too many erratic moves here. Probably in trying to go ahead and save his stuff for later on in the run, because it seems, I don't even want to say it, commentators curse again, but it seems like after that first mishap in the first few laps, it seems like everybody's kind of calmed down and realized, hey, it's 150 laps. This race is going to mean a lot going into next week. Let's all settle down. We got to be there at the end to make any moves and make this thing count.
Don't know if we'll have the same kind of finish like we had at Kansas in what was it, the trucks?
Yes, that was the truck series.
But who knows? Maybe we could have a similar finish tonight. That was a very interesting finish. Pretty much all the field wrecked in the top 10, but you managed to sneak away with a win on that race. I finished 18th because I ran into my teammate who was spinning, and I just went the wrong way.
Yeah, I've been very fortunate to stay out of some of our late race mishaps in the truck and the ARCA series, but right place, right time.
Like 11th to 3rd. I'm like, I'm thinking, the crash happened in the ARCA race. I'm thinking, I got 5th. Then I'm looking at the thing. I'm like, what the hell? I'm 11th. What happened here? And I look at the scoreboard, and it's like Bobby's third. Like, what did Bobby do?
If anybody has not gone ahead and checked out last night's broadcast on the Southern Broadcasting Racing Network, you guys got to go ahead and check out that ARCA race. Right at the very end, they actually showed what happened with me, and C's part it is we got 2 cars in the wall in the back. One is spinning. Is he going to be able to save it? That is Mr. Stephen McComas. Phenomenal save there. That could have gone very, very, very badly, very quickly.
Looks like Steve Davis may have gotten slightly involved too, but let's see. Oh boy, looks like it went all the way back to 3. So Davis got in the wall. 70 goes down, and Davis clips the 70, and then boy, there was beaten for the whole turn 3 and 4, and Davis is gonna spin. I thought almost on the pit road. He might have sped. But yeah, Davis is down pit road, so he's gonna have to get his damage fixed, and that could be the end of the Fives day at a chance of winning. But we don't know. There's still time for that. I'll tell you, 2 unlikely leaders, because I've not seen either of these two up front almost the entire season. And I've seen them maybe running like top 5, maybe lead a lap or 2, but I haven't seen Simone or Barkley up here the whole season. So, Simone's already out of the playoffs with Barkley. I'm sure he would love to get a chance to get in the top 8. And I think with the race he's having today, that chance is very, very much a possibility.
Absolutely, but we can't ignore the fact that we have 2 very, very strong contenders right behind them lurking. And for some reason, I have a feeling that Angel Hernandez and Joshua Grosso are just sitting there biding their time. We're only 55 going on to 56 laps into 150 lap race here. They might just be biding their time, very content to ride, save their stuff, and realize it's not going to be go time till about 10-15 laps to go. That's when it's time to put all your cards on the table.
Got the 16-11 battle, and that's going to be for the 6th position. Cole's going to look low, but just can't make anything.
Oh, Angels in the wall! Angels in the wall!
Angel Hernandez in the wall, and he's going to fall way back to 12th. We're going to take a look and see what happened at the 12. He got in the wall. Was it self-inflicted, or what happened?
That I did not see. Let me go back and take a look here.
Ooh, he got in the wall, and then a little bit of a punch from the teammate. Ooh.
Yeah, he looked like he just lost air off of the front end of the car and came up.
Be aware that your stream is not being shown right now. You're just showing your driver's list.
Oh, shite. All right. Thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem. I tried to get you a hold of guys in chat. I didn't want to drop in, but I figured I would.
That's the one downfall of producing and watching. Sometimes you're trying to do two things at once, and you forget about something. Well, crap. God dang it.
You can call us the MRN of sim racing. It's like listening to the radio.
Yeah, that's the one thing I don't like about producing.
We're all human. Mistakes happen.
I will rewind. Actually, no, we're too far. But yeah, basically what happened with Angel is he got in the wall, and then Grossa got him a little bit of a bump, and he spun around.
Mike Simon actually just got into the fence a little bit coming off of turn 4, and he's going to be dropping down low and looking like know how hard he's going to defend here against Mr. Barkley, but off of 4, seems like that's going to be our trouble area tonight. We're seeing a lot of guys losing. Looks like there's not a lot of side bite coming off of that corner, and guys drifting up and just barely catching that wall. Made a nice save there, though, to keep it under control, only lose one spot. Hopefully he didn't pancake the car too hard, and he can continue on.
So here I was thinking Warman was in 3rd, and yet I'm forgetting that he was laps down. Warman trying to get his lap back the hard way. Problem is, I don't know if he's going to be even having a chance at this point. You know, he's probably not going to finish in the top 4 points of the stage. And given the fact, you know, the point deficit he faces, even if he won the race, I think that's the only way he could get in the next stage is if he wins the race.
Hats off to him, though, for driving his absolute heart out and trying to get this back the old-fashioned way, man. So, seriously, hats off to him.
He's down 3 laps, but he is the only car a lap down. So, theoretically, you know, if Warman was to pass Barkley and Simone and then catch a caution and then catch the stage caution, there he is back on the lead lap.
Yep, and again, we're only 60 laps into a 150 lap race. Anything can and more than likely will happen in this race, so it's not out of the realm of possibilities.
I do want to give a shout to Eric Warman real quick. You know, he broadcasts our truck series, only has a few races left before SBRN is going to be taking over the truck series. So make sure you guys check out Eric. He does a tremendous job on the truck broadcast. We got Bristol on Tuesday. The following Tuesday we have Nashville Super, and then we're not going to be there for Valentine's Day, but the week after we're going to be at Auto Club for the finale. So make sure you check out Eric Swacky Racing for the final 3 truck series races. It's on YouTube. Just check him out on YouTube. He's also streaming his race, so if you want to see his POV, can pop that up. But make sure you don't leave SBRN. Make sure you split those screens.
And I have a feeling if we look hard enough, we will see Eric's tongue hanging out profusely right now and bullets sweating, trying to pedal as hard as he can to catch back up to Justin. But Justin is now really, really starting to stretch out that gap.
Yeah, Justin, I'm actually kind of surprised he's doing this well. He's been, getting in a good position the last few weeks, but he's really turned it up today. This is the best I've seen him all season.
Sometimes things just gel together, man, and it really does look like it is gelling for him tonight.
I mean, I can tell Eric is pushing hard. And he's going to be pushing especially hard now because Stephen McComas just got put a lap down. So with McComas being a lap down, that's going to push his issue even harder now because he is not the lone guy in the lead lap. Barkley down pit road. So it looks like people are going to have to make pit stops for the stage. It looks like it's going to get split here. So keep in mind the stage break is going to be, I believe, one moment. I believe it's 85. That would be correct. It's going to be at 85, so I guess we cannot make 45 laps. So the leaders come down pit road, and Grosso is going to take the lead over.
Absolutely. Looks like everybody so far has had a pretty clean pit stop. We're going to check out here. First off pit road is going to be Justin, followed by Mike Simon. And actually, it looks like Justin had a little bit of a better pit stop than Mike. It looks like he's going to, I would say, put maybe about a quarter of the distance more than what they came in at.
Here comes Grosso, and I think Grosso may have been holding up the 33 and the 11 with that damage because Grosso does not look as fast as he typically is. I'm going to try to find Steve. Steve left.
So here is a rookie question to this series. I know we do not have fast repairs in the ARCA series. Are there quick repairs in this series?
There are not.
All right, so this is going to be a thing of, do you even wait to see if any optional is going to be able to be taken, or do you wait till the stage break, try to get all that optional under caution, which it looks like Grosso said, nope, as soon as that jack hits the ground, we are going.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with optional, unless maybe the optional is a very minimal amount of time. I would say less than a couple seconds. If it's more than 5 seconds, I would say don't screw with it, because the amount of time that you may regain by fixing that damage is not going to be worth the time that you're spending on pit road. As Josh comes out, he's going to be coming out in 6th, which once everything is cycled through, will put him in 3rd, but he's definitely not going to be exactly on pace of everybody else.
No, not at all.
Right now, leader Andrew Kolb, John Nidek and Thomas Stanley are the only 2 drivers on the... Is Stanley clutching it? I'm trying to see if Stanley might be trying to save fuel, because it could be a close stage perhaps, and if he's trying to save fuel, maybe we'll get an idea.
See, now that's a pretty interesting strategy. Anytime that we've had, at least in ARCA and truck, we've had anything where fuel has been somewhat close. I've never actually clutched the car, but I have come out of the throttle. Pro tip for any of our new guys to iRacing, haven't been around for quite a while. iRacing actually calculates your fuel and fuel usage on your fuel position, not your RPM. So clutching definitely would help it, but you're also able to save fuel by just cracking the throttle maybe to about 80%. You'd be amazed at how much fuel you're able to save over the course of a run.
I think that's what Tom Stanley's doing too, because I was on board with the 57 and the 56. Tom was running only about 80 to about 8,100 RPMs down the straightaway while Barkley is running about 8,400. So he's obviously not putting that thing full throttle.
No, not at all. And what's going to be very interesting here is if Andrew, John Neidick, and Thomas can make this stretch out to the stage break, which I'd be very impressed if they were able to.
Now, let's take a look on board with these two. John down pit road, by the way.
Yep, John just came down pit road. I was going to say this would put everybody but the top 3 a lap down. But if John's coming down pit road, I do not think these guys are going to be able to stretch it to the stage break.
Andrew Kolb is pushing harder than Tom. But Tom, he's never won a stage. And I'm pretty sure that would give him a lot of confidence, especially because if he can get maybe a top 5 finish, he might be able to put himself in position maybe for a win. I mean, I know he's not the fastest car out there, but if he has the strategy down, he might be able to get this on fuel, perhaps. Because if I'm thinking about right, I'm thinking that the fuel window is probably between 40 to 45 laps. So if the stage break hits 85, we'll get back to green around 89, 90. And that's 60 laps, so it would only have to be a one-stopper. So, I mean, it's pretty much just go maybe to 30 and then get to the end.
Could this be the 100 IQ play here by Mr. Thomas Stanley? We'll have to see. Now, what's interesting is we have Justin, who is definitely not going to be saving because he's already stopped. And last time by, he was 9 seconds behind Thomas. We'll see how they stack up as we come back around now.
Yeah, we'll put up the tower, and yeah, he's about 7 seconds back now. So
yep, so he shaved about 2 seconds off, and if the stage break is at, you said 85, Justin is going to eat him alive, and I'm thinking it's going to be very close with Mike Simon getting around him as well.
Now, looking at Tom Stanley, his teammates are Angel Hernandez, Kolb, and Grosso. And they're all going to be put a lap down, but everyone's going to be in the same situation. And, we'll see what happens because it's a hard decision. Do you take the wave around or do you pit? Because if we have a long run, these guys, they might have to pit once or twice. I'm not too sure, but we'll see. I mean, as of now,
Andrew
only 7 are on the lead lap.
Just, not to talk over you, but Andrew Kolb just announced that he is going to be coming down pit road. So for all intents and purposes, Thomas Stanley is going to be your leader here coming around the next time by.
Yeah, I'd love to see Tom lead a lap under green. He hadn't done that a lot. And I think he'll have a chance to do that. I don't think he's going to win the stage by any means, but good news for everybody that was a lap down, because Andrew Kolb, if he didn't pit, a lot of people would have been put a lap down in a very bad position that they would not want to be in.
And we're just about down to 3 seconds between Thomas and Justin. Difference in lap time here, just to give everybody a little bit of a perspective. We're talking just about a second a lap. Let's see here. Thomas's last lap was a 32.5, and Justin's was a 31.5, almost down to the 100th.
Now, here's the thing about Kolb. If he really just chills, he can probably get back out with the lead because he's not going to get any stage points out of this. What needs to happen for Kolb now is he's pretty much sacrificing the chance at stage points for a good finishing position. He's hoping he can get a good finishing position. Hopefully that won't come back to bite him, but he's not going to get any stage points this time through. And it's now down to 1 second between Stanley and Barkley. And Stanley probably not going to win the stage, but he's going to come home probably second or third.
I'm honestly thinking he is going to come home in second place as long as he's been smart with his fuel, which the way he's been running a second off, my bet is he's going to be able to stretch this out, and
Down
I
pit
think
road,
he
down
should.
pit road, down pit
Ah,
road.
he is.
All right, now this is the one thing I'm looking at now. The problem for Tom is that he is in a position where he could get thrown a lap down. We're going to see what will happen in terms of the fuel and the gas and the tires. We'll keep an eye on Barkley to see what will happen. He's down the backstretch now, and Stanley just hit his pit, so he'll probably get put a lap down.
Unfortunately, I think he's gonna.
Oh, he just
But
took fuel.
that being said, even if he is put a lap down, he should come out as the first car a lap down here.
Did not look like he took tires.
No, it did not.
And he's going to get passed by Malarkey as well, so I mean, at that point, just take the tires. I mean, then you'll just wave it around. But then, again, you're worried about engine cold perhaps, so anything is possible at this point, but almost made it. Was just a couple of laps short. Justin Barkley wins his first stage of the year. I think we're going to... We're going to bring in Duke Davis real fast. Every time I look for Duke Davis, he's disappeared again. There he is. All right, Duke, I know I was on chat to you earlier, but early exit for you. Just tell us about the race that you had going on.
Yeah, rough night for the Taylor Swift Chevrolet there. Got into some stuff earlier. I got low to avoid Tony's incident there, and McComas got down into the side of me there, and then I got caught up with Buckley there as he got around. So my car was a little bit damaged. I tried to get all my optional repairs fixed up, but it was just snapping loose a little bit there, which is what happened as I was trying to pull up in line there. So tough night.
Would me letting you give me an old Bobby make you feel any better there, Duke?
Oh, it would. Bobby!
There it is, buddy. I've missed you on the broadcast, man.
I know. I've been busy on Thursday night, but I'll have to hop in there. So, my partner in crime left for vacation for about 3 weeks there, so that's why we hung out for a little bit. So.
Hey, real life comes first, man. I'm sorry about the bad luck this week, but it's been fun to be able to come and watch some of these cup races, even if I haven't been up in the booth. And I'll be looking forward to coming back in here next week and broadcasting again. Hopefully, we could talk to you under some better circumstances.
Yep. Just want to give before I leave, just want to give a shout out to Chase Harden. Taylor Swift is his absolute favorite artist of all time, which is who we dedicated this race to tonight. So, Taylor, you're the queen. Chase, we know you love Taylor. This is for you, buddy.
All I gotta say is that to run that car, he's a bigger man than me.
That's right. If you can't drive a pink car, then what are you doing?
I'm telling you.
It's not even Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
That takes a set, sir.
All right, guys. Anything else?
I don't know. Is Chase Harden here today?
I don't know if he is, but the beautiful thing about the internet is it takes these broadcasts and it archives them, I'm sure. So I'll make sure to pinpoint the exact moment of this interview to send it over to him if he missed it.
Yeah, because I was going to interview Chase, but with you, and well, I guess we're not going to get that opportunity.
I think he's probably working his job at Taco Bell tonight, I would imagine, because he's not race control. So luckily we got.
I'll be honest though, Taco Bell has had some dang good customer service in my area lately.
And you can't beat double chalupa. I mean, man, it just hits the spot,
Yeah, I don't know what's going on around here, but they give discounts like it's candy.
Oh yeah,
that's a please come back. Please come back.
Exactly, but yeah, I'm gonna hang out and do race control for the rest of the night tonight. So.
Well, have fun with that. Even if you want, you can even stick around and put your 2 cents in whenever you want.
I'm spotting as well, though. I'm spotting for my guys. So
oh man,
race control spot for the guys as well.
That would be dangerous, putting me and Duke in a broadcast booth together. That would be real dangerous.
Maybe Xfinity next year because we'll be admitting. So we could do a segment like they do on football where they have like when they call the rules analyst
Oh yeah.
and they're like, "Hey Gene, what was your take on this one?" And we're race control, so we'll be like, "Yeah, he could have jumped the restart a little bit there on the high side, and he was about a car length ahead of him, so we had to throw a black flag there."
Well, I know the one thing I do like about this league is, from what I can tell, they're not nearly as heavy-handed as some other leagues that I see. These guys are very gentle, but they'll let you know if you screwed up.
Yep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Bobby, you're coming to Cup next year, right?
Unfortunately, I am not with certain circumstances that happened. I will be making the move to the Xfinity series, and try to win a championship over there, and then we'll see what happens moving forward. But we have some stuff going on that is just not going to allow me to run Cup next season, unfortunately. I was looking forward to it, but you know, the cards fell where they may, and now I'm going to be your problem next season.
Ah. Well, looking forward to it, man.
Absolutely, brother.
And I'm probably going to be everybody's problem, because if I'm not broadcasting, I'm probably going to be racing, but I'm only going part-time next season. So
Nice.
we'll be seeing what happens.
Insert South Park, I'm in danger meme right there.
Exactly.
Well,
All right, are they going green, boys?
Yes, we are. We're about to be going green. Duke, it's great talking to you, brother.
Boogity boogity, guys. You have a great night.
And pace truck is off, and wait for it. Green flag is out. Justin Barkley looked actually like he spun the tires. And we're going to be going 3 wide here going into turn 1.
Oh, no. Here comes Klein. Klein made a great move. He's already up to second, capitalizing off the 3 wide move. Simone's going to fall back a little bit. One car on the wall. That's going to be, you guessed it, Matt Fornes.
Big junk back there. Big junk back there. They're still wrecking.
Well, there goes Thomas Stanley trying to stay out of it. He got in the wreck. Matt Fornes.
Big one is going to be Angel Hernandez got involved in that one.
It's not been Matt Fornes' season. In the wall, pops into Ethan, and then Malarkey has. It's just not been Justin's day. He's been hit by everything but the pace car.
Yeah, unfortunately, what do they say? Sometimes you're the bug, sometimes you're the windshield. Unfortunately, it seems like for poor Malarkey, he found the world's largest windshield, and it just keeps beating him over the head.
Same deal though for Warman and same deal for Warman, same deal for Angel, Ethan. There's a lot of guys who just had a bad race today. Well, now since that conveniently timed caution is out, I'm going to get a chance to get Justin Barkley up here. Well, Barkley, what's up?
Oh, just trying to get maximum points.
All right, Barkley, well, I'll tell you what. I forgot that you were in the playoffs.
Come on, man.
But, I'm just like, Barkley's doing a real good job. And, as soon as he's out of the playoffs, he's running first.
No, I'm on the cut.
But
I'm
yeah, you're on the cut, man. And, with the amount of crap that some people are dealing with behind you, you're in a real good position to get into the top 8. Tell us about your race, because this is the best I've seen you run all year.
Did a lot of practice for this one. Don't want to get eliminated yet. But I think my strongest tracks are next few weeks. So as long as I make it through here, it'll be good.
So you're saying not getting eliminated yet? What are you planning on getting eliminated?
I'm not planning on it. I'm doing my best. I'm getting all the points.
Yeah.
Got a stage win. So we're doing good.
Yeah, there's some people. I'm worried. I'm worried to see how some people are going, because there's some people like Malarkey, like Angel, like Warman. They've hit everything but the pace car, and you've not hit anything.
I bumped the wall a few times, but that's about it.
Well, the wall is squishy and soft, and just will give you a hug and then throw you away.
So Justin, I
Inside.
have a question for you.
All right.
What would you attest you running so well tonight? Because it does look like you are running phenomenally well. You could put that car about anywhere you want and just run your pace and still have enough to hold guys off. Is everything just clicking tonight, or what do you think it is?
It's no goofing off night. How about that? I don't.
I
the
like
most,
that answer. I like that
it's
answer.
trying to get things done tonight. This is no. I mean, most of the time I'm just racing to have fun. And I don't want to get eliminated, so it's all hands on deck here. The elbows up.
Well, brother, we're going to let you get back to it. Good luck for the rest of the night. Keep your nose down on that fin up and bring her home.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Good luck.
Thank you.
I almost put you down into north-south racing.
Uh-oh. I'm in danger.
They've actually had a decent run today. Barkley and Mike have done good. Unfortunately, though, for north-south, winless this season. There's the 73 coming back out on track. That car, it's probably going to make some... it's not going to make a very good lap, but it'll make laps.
And you know what? At the end of the day, sometimes that's all you need to do. It's been a very, how do I put this, a very spicy night tonight. And at certain times when you have nights like this, if you've got a wrecked car, but you could just complete laps, you'd be amazed at how many spots you'll end up picking up towards the end of the night. And that's part of running for a championship, and whether you're trying to make it into the playoffs or stay in playoff contention.
Yeah, now, looking at how the race has progressed so far, and I'll make sure that I don't get off of this playoff thing real fast. Looking at how the race has progressed, I would say right now, the two people in danger, my guess, would be Malarkey and Darnell. I think those are the two people in danger right now. Wish we could get updated points as the race goes on, but yeah, it is not like that. I'd also like to just shout Corey Gasper out real fast. Yeah, man, don't mind you interrupting, man. I appreciate you telling us what was wrong with the broadcast. I'd rather have you cut me off and tell me than just letting it sit there and it turn into a radio broadcast. So thank you very much, by the way. Anyway.
Absolutely.
Barkley out to another good start. John Nidek trying to get his first win in the 33. Ran the 5 for about half of the season and then switched to 33. But Justin Barkley has been on another level today. And he is just fighting with the strength to not get eliminated from the playoff, driving for his playoff life. And he's been doing a good job of it with 55 laps to go.
One thing I definitely took away from our conversation with Justin there as well is I think he's going to be smart enough in the next, we have, like you said, 55 laps to go. I think if he was to get past in the next, I don't know, maybe about 30 laps, he would be smart enough to know that, hey, there's still a little bit of time left to go, and we got to be able to make it to the end. But I think once we got into that 20 laps to go, you would see some extremely aggressive moves because this, like you said, this is his playoff life tonight, and he's got to finish well. So a driver in that situation, I can speak for myself, I would go ahead. I'd be more willing to make moves than I normally wouldn't under normal circumstances to make sure that I kept my playoff hopes alive another week.
Now, one guy I haven't paid much attention to, but he's done okay in the stages, but I'm not sure how he is right now, is John. Now, John's probably going to be fighting for the win because he's not sure if he has enough points to get to where he needs to be. If I'm John, I'm pretty scared because, looking at the points of John, he's 11th in points coming into this race and 4 points behind where he needed to be. So I can assume that he's probably past Connor Darnell. You don't have to worry about Warman. Man, it's tough because I'm just not sure really. I'm just not sure who is in that final spot right now.
And to even piggyback off of that a little bit further, at the risk of getting lit on fire on social media by some guys that are very purist when it comes to NASCAR, this is one thing that makes the playoff structure very, very interesting, because it makes these last few races of the season mean that much more. It's like every single race is a championship race. That's one thing I really, really do like about this playoff structure. And that is coming from somebody that absolutely could not stand it when it first came out years ago.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like, I've not been a huge fan of playoffs. I've been the kind of person who was like, if we must have playoffs, the chase, like, in the early 2000s, I think was the best version of it. Because, it gave you a lot of races to get stuff done. Oh, boy. Kuhn's loose. That's actually Gibb. They look very alike, but, yeah, it looked like, oh, man, it looks like these big looses are happening starting in the corners, and Gibb was running pretty good. He was about in fighting for 4th position, tapped the wall just a little bit, and just was trying to save it all through the corner. Finally got in the wall and just clunked Simone just a little bit, but Simone looked all right.
Yeah, and what happens there when you get the car in the wall like that, it just takes all the side bite off of those right side tires, and you're just a passenger at that point. So phenomenal job by Mike to save that car.
A little bit loose for Barkley on top. Had to back out a little bit. John might be going for the lead. Ooh, big cross and 3 wide for second. Klein flying up high. Nearly gets in the Barkley. I think he may have tapped him just a little bit in the left rear. And Barkley's going to hang on to second. Darnell going to run the third. These top 3, all these guys are so unsure. The top 5, I would say, all of them are unsure where they are in the points right now. Maybe there's someone doing calculations with them, but all 5 of these guys are going to be fighting extremely hard for every single position and the win, perhaps. I think Justin may be safe with the 2 stages he had. It's just going to be really interesting to see how everything shapes out with some of the guys that have wrecked. Malarkey, by the way, if you're wondering where he is, he's probably about a third of a lap behind. Very slow with his damaged 57 or 73. And Simone in the wall.
Saw that coming. That is never a good idea, going 3 wide there off of turn number 4.
Good day for Simone. Probably done for today. I don't think his run. Unfortunate for Simone because he had a great race going today. Let's see what happened with him and Warman. Warman got on the wall, came down a little bit, and just went up on the Warman. Looked like it was his own doing. I'll try to get one more angle of that, perhaps. See what we can do. Ooh, yeah, Warman came down a little bit. Didn't give him a lot of room, though.
Yeah, and I think that as everybody's heading down pit road here, I think that also has a lot to do with we've seen a lot of guys notice how little grip we've got off of turn 4 tonight. It's a very, very, very slick up there. So I think guys are trying to give themselves just that little bit of extra breathing room coming off that corner, because that wall does bump out a little bit, and it will come up and bite you if you push it too hard.
So we're coming down pit road 45 laps to go. And, ooh, man, we're in a position now where we're pretty much redoing the second stage. So the question is anyone going to be able to make it? I'm not sure. 'Cause I don't think everyone's going to be able to make it still.
I think we've been seeing pretty much, with the exception of Thomas, with really trying to stretch it there and not take tires under that green flag pit stop. I think we've seen pretty much everybody come down and it's been status quo. Take your 4 tires and your fuel. I think if we get another caution and what we've been seeing tonight and with how much this means to so many guys, unfortunately, I don't think we're done with our cautions here. Guys are going to get desperate and I don't think guys are going to have to worry about making it. I think I would say if we get another caution within about 10 laps, we're going to see a lot of other guys come down, get that security fuel there, put another set of fresh tires on the car, and then go for broke towards the end.
Yeah, you'd be crazy not to come down pit road because we saw what happened in second stage. It's going to be pretty much the same length. I'm surprised so many people made it on. Well, actually, we did have a caution first stage. So what I'm thinking here is you could pull a Thomas Stanley and you could stay out, but what happens if you pit? Because we saw how close Barkley was getting with a couple laps to go, actually past Thomas. Now, no, Thomas isn't the fastest driver in the world, but also you got to keep in mind is Thomas wasn't running as hard. He was running about 300 RPM slower than baseline speed. So you got to keep that in mind too.
Yeah, it came down to, I think it was about a second a lap, but I just also want to bring up the fact we've been very focused on the top 5, but I want everybody to take a look at Joshua Grasso sitting in 6th place there, just kind of lurking. Now, with this top 5 that we have here and all of these guys being so unsure of where they're going to be sitting points wise on this playoff berth, or are they going to get in? Are they going to get knocked out? Grasso might be sitting here in the catbird seat if something happens, if he plays his cards right.
Now, Tom Stanley did fuel up last lap, last car out of pit road. So he may have like just a little bit extra than these guys.
And at that point, if you're in the back, that's one of those deals. Why wouldn't I do that? Get that extra maybe lap or 2 of fuel, and that could make a difference because we also have to realize we've got 2 attempts at a green-white checkered here tonight too. God willing, we don't have to use them, but that's also got to be in the back of your mind.
Well, Thomas Stanley's in a perfect position to, try the strategy. He has nothing to lose. He's out of the playoffs. Why not save the fuel, see if it'll go green the whole way through. And, if a crash happens, you'll probably be far enough away from it, pick off a few spots from people that are in the wreck. So it's pretty much a low-risk, high-reward situation for the 56.
Absolutely. Looks like we're about to go green here. Pace Truck is about to pull off the speedway. Have Justin Barkley leading them to green and John Nidek sitting in second place. Green flag is out.
Yeah, bad start on the bottom. 92's going to give the 97 a punt. And I think John's going to probably get the one far enough maybe to get around. But you got to keep in mind 57's going to have that big speed advantage on the bottom.
Yep, and it also did not help. John got such a great start, but the cars behind him really were not up on his bumper to offer him much help either.
You can see John pulled up a little bit on the back straightaway, but just not enough. Now, luckily for the 57, the 97 is kind of sitting down there right now. Connor Darnell needs to lead a lap, and he will, so Connor Darnell's going to get that extra bonus point. All 4 of these guys very, very hungry, even Andrew Cole, the guy who I said in the beginning of the playoffs, I am pretty sure that he is going to be in the top 4. Well, he's in danger of not being in the playoffs at all at the end of this race. So Andrew Kolb is going to need every position he can to get through. I think Rosso's going to be okay. I think Coons should be okay too. But Angel Hernandez, by the way, big recovery drive. He's in 8th place.
Phenomenal run for him. He's been involved in, I believe it's been 2 incidents tonight, and not small ones, at all. But he's, from what I've seen, has kept the car relatively clean through both of those incidents, and he as well might be a dark horse for us if something happens here.
Yeah, and Ethan, he's thinking Grosso and Malarkey getting into each other on that last lap in Richmond, because if that crash doesn't happen, Ethan is probably out of the playoffs because he doesn't win that race, and he's been out for almost the entire race for today. He would have been out if he did not win that race last week. So, gotta say for Ethan, he is a very, very lucky man.
As of right now, we still have Justin Barkley leading and starting to bring that gap up again, like we've seen him do time and time again all night long. He has definitely looked like the class of the field tonight, and he's making it look very, very easy.
Yeah, Barkley, I mean, this is the best I've seen him drive all day. He looks like Angel Hernandez or Andrew Kolb out there. Guys who dominated a ton in the starting points of the season. And I bet he would be jumping up and down if he could get that first win today. But, we got to keep in mind, what is the fuel going to be like? Because I got to imagine that they're on razor's edge right now in terms of fuel.
Absolutely. We got one right in the wall all the way around the track. I'm not sure who that is. It looks to be... I want to say it is Michael Giverson. Unfortunately, was running up there, it looked like, in the top 5, and he entered in a little bit high and won, got the fence, and pretty much rolled it all the way around. Just almost seemed like to stay out of everybody's way. So hats off to him. So we keep this.
That was actually Greg Klein.
Greg Klein.
Yeah, he fell back from, I believe, 4th to about 8th. Looks like Giverson had to back out a little bit there, too, as well. Too bad we don't have our points guys right now because they're racing. Because I'd love to see what the points are as of this moment so we can get a better call and see what all of his playoff drivers were looking like. There is one way I know how to do it. Bobby.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if you'd be able to do this. Can you quickly go to laps 40 and 80? Give me a snipping tool and just paste it in my DM. Like, of the positions.
I should be able to do that for you real quick.
Because I think we will get a good idea, at least, of where they were. Because, it's kind of hard to keep track of where everyone finishes in those stage positions. Going to see if anyone... See if... Oh, you know what? We got Chase Netcode Harden here. We're going to bring up old Chase.
That'll work.
Wait, hang on. You know what? We're going to have a little bit of an event here while we're getting down to it. We still have some time left. Hate to cut you off, but Duke Davis and Chase in the booth. You got us?
They do. How's it going?
Well, we got our man. Chase, you there, buddy?
Yeah.
All right. We got something from Duke. Oh, man. Connor nearly took out Barkley. But, yeah, what's up, Duke? Got a message for Chase.
Hey, Chase, I know you're a big Taylor fan, so I just wanted to tell you, such a successful night for Taylor. What a great race.
Yeah, what a race.
Unfortunately, it wasn't a great race for Steve, but who's the top guy with the paint scheme mod?
I think Coons really brought it home tonight. I don't know. Gibb did a throwback to a certain incident that happened at an award show that ended up making Kanye West famous. If you look at the back of my car,
that's not what happened.
You can see Kanye on the back of my car has a quote that says "Taylor made me famous." So Gibb did.
Kanye never said that.
A special throwback to that event, and it was, ooh man, it's juicy. It's
Do
really
you understand
juicy.
how quotes work? In order for it to be a quote, the person has to have said that.
Case, I don't, but I'm not. I don't know if I'm really feeling the appreciation here.
All I gotta say is, with friends like this, man.
Well, any comment on the race, Chase?
Yeah, it sucks.
It's your north-south boys are leading. Barkley's in the lead.
Yeah, Barkley's gonna win it for North-South, and then he's gonna support Kanye.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure. I think Connor's going to win it for Grumpy Guys. Here, he's pretty strong. Here, he's just kind of staying patient. I've been down there crew chiefing for him, and he's staying patient. I was actually crew chiefing for him, Chase, because you weren't.
I wasn't crew chiefing for Connor.
All right, well, we got our.
I think we'll let the lovebirds go and let them settle this in private.
Well, you got any messages for the SBRN viewers, Chase?
Yeah. Taylor Swift sucks. Kanye's better.
Oh, that's just sad.
Kanye made Taylor
Chase.
Swift famous.
Chase, don't
There
be
would be no
sad.
Taylor Swift without Kanye.
I love you and Taylor loves you, Chase. Have a good one.
All right, have a good night, everybody. Thanks for coming.
Now that my face hurts from laughing so hard, thank you.
Yeah, it's, while that was happening, Andrew
Oh,
Cole.
third place in the wall a little bit. Is going to give up third and possibly drop back here to 5th place.
Well, I guess maybe that's. I don't know what kind of carver that is. It's, the grumpy guy Darnell. He's in the 5th right now. He was did some officials with him on dirt. It did not go well for us.
Man, Duke's not going to hear the end of that. That's commentator's curse right there, bud.
Oh boy. Well, Darnell still has time to make it up, but right now his favorite, well, at least the best of the Swift right now is 4th place, Alan Kunis. So I'm gonna go on board really quick with Justin, and I want to see his RPMs. Now, obviously, they're going to be lower because of the tire wear. Looks like everybody is pushing hard, though.
Yeah, I would say that just listening to his throttle input, even through the corner, Justin is absolutely wringing that car's neck for everything that it's worth right now. And if I was in his position, I would be doing the exact same thing, being on that cutoff line. It's, it's win it or go home. So, no sense in holding back, especially now where we're down to 25 laps to go here. It's go time, ladies and gentlemen.
So Malarkey is clutching it. Who's that car in front of Malarkey?
Let's see.
I think that's a lap car. I believe that's Ethan. Who's that? Yeah, that looks like Ethan. So it looks like Tom Stanley and Malarkey are both really just keeping it down right now. And Gibb, he fell back somehow. I wasn't really paying attention to Gibb. But keep an eye out on these two. Even Malarkey, whose car, we'll put it this way, is seen better days. Imagine if that car rolled into victory lane. And the lucky thing for Malarkey, too, is he's catching a draft off of Ethan.
Which is going to allow him to save even more fuel.
But it's also going to help him keep his speed up faster, because he's able to go faster than Tom Stanley, too. He's clutching it in the corner. Tom's just kind of letting off. So, hey, Ethan may owe Malarkey this, because Malarkey and Grosso were fighting for that win, and then big wreck, and Ethan just got very, very lucky. So Ethan really helping out Malarkey big time, especially since he's that far laps down. Why not help a teammate?
See, I do like the position though that Justin's in right now.
Hold
He's
down
carrying.
Go ahead.
Justin's carrying about a 1 second lead on second and third place here, with second and third actually battling pretty hard. So that's going to make them use a little bit more fuel too. Justin can probably back his pace down maybe about 10%, save a little bit, and actually probably come out on a better end of second and third place on the fuel strategy wise here, if we do go green all the way.
Now, what I'm not sure of is what was the gap, around this time before, pit stops, because it's a little bit concerning because I know Malarkey is 14 in Stanley's 18 back. So, what's the situation going to be? And what's even more concerning is Barkley is staying out. Not sure why he is staying out. Maybe he thinks he can make it. But there's a lot of cars down pit road, Darnell. Hernandez,
Yes, there
Frey,
is.
and Buckley.
What I'm also finding interesting here is Justin has definitely changed his line. Actually, it does, yes. Leaders are coming down pit road right now.
That's gonna be
We're going to
interesting
have
see.
Alan Coons is going to take over the lead in I believe that is the Taylor Swift special there.
Yeah, now, here's what we're going to have to pay attention to. Where will the 57 come out in relevance to Kolb? And when they come out, how far are they going to be away from Stanley and Malarkey?
I just have a weird feeling that Stanley is going to try to make this all the way, and if he can get this fuel strategy right and this goes green flag, I have a weird feeling we might be talking to Mr. Thomas Stanley in Victory Lane tonight. He
I'm
might have
sure
pulled the
he would
wool.
be so happy.
Oh man, that would be awesome to be able to interview him. Just for anything for me to say, see, I told you, you're not as bad as you thought.
Cohen's down pit road. And Tom Stanley now picking up a little bit. So, yeah, he is picking up a little bit on Malarkey. Still drafting with Ethan. And if Malarkey wins this race, you better give a big fat thank you to Ethan.
I won't let Malarkey live it down going, you do realize this is an intermediate and not Bristol or Martinsville, correct, sir?
Yeah, now, Stanley is leading, and Kolb is behind Barkley. So here's how it's going to be. With 17 to go, the lead is about 21 seconds. Stanley is on pace right now, I believe, to pass Malarkey. But looking at these two, you got 23 seconds, you got 17 laps. You got to make some passes, but you got to just run them down, but don't overrun your stuff. But right now, the prospective battle for the lead perhaps could be between the 57 and the 33.
Absolutely. It'll be interesting, though, to see with us coming down what should be 16 laps to go. As of right now, we have a 22.8 second gap from Justin Malarkey to Justin Barkley. We'll see how much time he's gaining, which right there was just about 2.5 seconds a lap.
Yeah, Stanley's running 33.2. Barkley ran a 30.9.
Yep. So quick math in my head, at 2.5 seconds, it is going to come down to being pretty close here.
Now, you got to keep this in mind, too. Because, after the tires get worn to a considerable amount, I mean, you got to keep in mind that Stanley's saving anyway. But, once you get, so worn, your times will pretty much kind of stagnate a little bit. Like, they're not going to continue to drop and drop and drop. Eventually, they'll just kind of maximize the fall off, and you'll just run that slow until you pit. But you got to keep in mind also that Barkley, as these next few laps go along, I mean, I'm not going to say he's going to drop a full second, but he could be dropping up to about a half a second, and he got really loose off the corner.
Yeah, he is. If we were on the dirt, I would tell you he is digging right now. We're already 3 laps in. He has dropped that gap almost 10 seconds. The gap is now down to 14.6. He is giving that car everything it has, and not to discount John either, sitting right behind him there in 5th place. He is pretty much matching times with Justin. They are both on a mission right now.
Yeah, so continuing the last lap time, we're down 12 to go. And Barkley ran at 31, and Stanley's still running 33s. Gibb, what the hell Gibb's in first? When did Gibb get in first?
I am not seeing Mr. Gibbs in first. I am still seeing Justin Markley, Thomas Stanley. It just switched on my screen. What happened there?
Okay, I'll be honest, I wasn't paying attention to Gibb. I'm looking in the notes. I don't see anything. You know what? We're gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way, really, really quick. When is Gibbon staying out this whole time, and I just not notice?
He might have.
He was in the grass at one point, though. Like, I'm looking through the entire lap log. I don't see anything. He hasn't pit. I'm just. I have no idea. I have no idea when. Because he wasn't even showing on the screen for a while. So I'm like thinking, like, was he like a couple back, like, I don't know, like 3 laps ago, or was I just not paying attention to him?
No, he was in third a few laps ago, and I think he decided to step up his pace because, if I was to guess, he stepped up his pace because Justin and John are really, really reeling these guys in. We're down to I believe 9 laps to go here, and that gap has been cut down from 22 seconds down to 7.5.
Yeah, because I was looking, and he was in fourth a few moments ago, and I was looking at it, and I'm just like, where did Gibb come from? Because I wasn't even paying attention to him. And now Stanley is in second. Malarkey kind of falling off. So 9 laps to go, and with this pace, they would only have to knock off about half a second a lap to get around.
Now, here's the big question. How much are Malarkey, Thomas, and Michael going to go ahead and fight this, or can they even?
I mean, here's the thing. They're going to be slow as dirt, but, they're going to take the optimal line for them, force them to take a line maybe that they don't want to do. It's just, I know Gibb is pushing hard, but I'm just trying to figure out, because maybe he saved enough and pushed. I mean, he was in the grass at one point in this stage.
That very well could be. Michael might. He just might have enough to hold on for this victory here, because the lap times are not too crazy of a difference here, and we're down to, 7 to go.
Yeah, because I'm just confused, and it's a 3 wide, nearly gets taken out by Neidick. Oh my gosh, it was a 3 wide position, fighting for the position for the lead, and looks like the 56 is going to go high. Let Barkley on through.
Now once
this doesn't have the tires to hold him off.
Nope, and I'm thinking once Justin and if I was Justin and John, I would not even think about racing until the last lap. I would be hooking those 2 cars up and let's go chase down that leader.
I mean, I'm just trying to figure out where I missed Gibb, but he's down pit road now.
He's down pit road. He was not able to make it, so all for naught, unfortunately, but we're going to have a 2-car fight here for the win. And only about 3/10 separating the 2 of them last time by. So this, is John just kind of pacing there and waiting for his spot here, or does Justin just have that much of an edge on him?
I think he is that much of an edge, and I'm going to say this one thing: if Malarkey manages to finish in the top 8, with that caution may have just saved him. Ethan Flanagan may be saving his season right here. He doesn't want a caution. He just wants the race to keep on moving. If Malarkey finishes in 5th, I think he'll have a chance to move into the top 8.
If Malarkey makes it in and finishes top 8 here, he owes everybody on his team that helped him tonight, not even a beer. He owes them a 12-pack.
Yeah, Malarkey, he's fallen off a bit, but that's to be expected. He's going to probably finish 8th if a caution doesn't come out. Worst he could finish would be 11th, I believe, but we'll see. I mean, the fuel savers. I mean, Thomas Stanley might be able to squeak out a top 5 here. And hat off to Tom Stanley for running the strategy really, really good. And if he can just manage to hang on for a couple more laps, Tom Stanley's gonna have himself a really nice finish.
Absolutely, and it does look like John Nidick has definitely picked up the pace a little bit. Last time by, there was a 0.241. We're down to a 1.92. So it's going to be interesting here with 2 to go. Coming back for the white flag lap. We'll see if he has anything for him and see if he can throw a Hail Mary at old Justin here. Or is Justin going to hang on for the win?
He doesn't want to wreck Justin, no, because I think John's probably going to be safe. But John's finished probably second, I think, more than anyone else. And it looks like John's just going to be coming up short.
Here we go on to the last lap. Justin Barkley exiting turn number 2. He's only got the backstretch and 2 more corners to bring it home.
I think John's just going to stick behind him, and he'll finish in second. Tries a little bit of a lunge, but nothing will happen. Justin Barkley, best day of the season, will save his season. He'll win at Kansas. Grosso is going to finish in third behind John in second. Darnell, Kolb, Hernandez, Frey, Buckley, Coons just manages to, and Malarkey's out of gas. Malarkey is out of gas, but he may be saved by just a thing. Wait, Stanley's being scored in 12th.
Yeah, I believe Stanley either ran out of gas or he was about to, and unfortunately he had to come down pit road. We unfortunately missed that, guys, but we wanted to keep it here on our battle for the win.
Yeah, Stanley did come down pit road, so just short. He will finish the race, though. He'll finish in 12th, 2 laps down. So the final result going to be Justin Barkley going to be doing burnouts for the first time this season. Looks like a kind of a Christopher Bell moment right there.
Absolutely. Well deserved. Burn it to the ground, Justin. Well deserved win. He was the class of the field tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting, and I'm going to tell him to get those points updated immediately because we need to figure out what's going to be happening here today. Reminder, the winning driver tonight has a Taylor... all right. So, I think who was the best Swift car? Was that Coons?
I want to say yes. No, I think it was it Connor?
I don't think Connor had one.
I'm not 100% sure. You would honestly, you would probably know better than I would.
I think it was Alan. But yeah, Alan did good, but it's not good enough to win the little prize for the grumpy guys we're offering for the T-Swift cars. But it will be interesting to see what will be coming of the points. But right now, there's someone that we do know is in the final 8, Justin Barkley. Well, Justin, you didn't follow the commentator's curse. You got the win. You saved the season. You're in the top 8. How's it feel to get your first win of the season?
He stepped away for a second. He'll be right back.
He always steps away. All right, we'll get him in a little bit. Thank you, Matt.
Yep.
I honestly cannot blame him. Get that man a beer.
All right, well, we got John Nidick. Second place again, but that run may have been good enough to put you in the top 8.
Yeah, I hope so. That was my plan coming into this race. I know when Kolb got in the wall, I think it was off of 4. I got 13 seconds of damage on the front end. I think that might have had something to do with not being able to run Barkley down. But either way, he absolutely deserved that one. He ran a fantastic race.
Yes, tell us a little bit about your race, because I know you were fast, but that's not fast enough to get around a couple of these guys.
Yeah, just putting in the laps, trying to keep my car clean. Make sure. I got in the wall early. not real bad. It was like I don't know, 6 or 7 seconds worth of damage. Learned my lesson from that, adjusted from that, and then I don't know, just tried to run clean, run these guys clean, have a lot of fun, and I think I succeeded in that, having fun.
Yeah, it was a fun race for you. Yeah, you're good place finish, second place. What do you got for him, Bobby?
I am sorry, I missed what you said. I was speaking to my wife for a split second.
You got any questions for John?
Uh, if you didn't have that little bit of damage that you had on the front end, I know you said you thought that was keeping you from getting there, but do you think there's anything you could have done any different to try to get to Justin and get around him, or was it even worth it at that point, knowing that that second place finish would pretty much, with a pretty good shot of locking you in?
Yeah, that was weighing on my mind is, man, if I push it too hard and take myself out of contention for the next round of playoffs, is it really worth it? I mean, I pushed the car for everything it had. The only thing is on that last lap, I wish I would have stayed high and seen if I can even get a run off. Because I know Justin was middle to low, so maybe I could have got a run, but I mean, I don't know. It was a catch 22.
All right, John. You made it in the playoffs by 2 points.
Dude, are you serious?
You made it in by 2 points. You are 7th in the playoffs.
Congratulations, John. So this now begs the question, with you being 7th in the playoffs, we're going to be headed to Bristol next week. How, with that being a short track, how do you see your chances being there?
If it were any other track, I'd say good. But how I see Bristol is they could just fill it in with water and make it a fishing pond. I suck there. I'm not. I think I've ran there in these cars 6 times, and one time I finished fifth, and the other five I was like 4 laps down. I don't know what's going to happen. Um, Maybe I'll learn something, and who knows?
All right, well, good finish for you today. You got any shoutouts?
Yeah, I want to say thank you to my family for watching, my friends, and for all the admins that all they do. I want to say thank you to you guys for broadcasting, and to my mama up in heaven. I love you very much, Mom.
All right, well, hopefully the Bristol will treat you good next week. Congratulations on just sneaking your way into the top 8, and we'll see if you can make a run at the championship.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Yeah,
Congratulations, John. You absolutely earned it tonight, buddy. Keep your head up and keep digging at Bristol. We'll see you then.
Thank you, sir.
I do have one question, though, before you go.
Yeah.
Why the number change from 5 to 33?
33 is a number I started out with. It was a number my mom picked for me.
Well, hopefully we can see that 33 in victory lane very, very soon.
Thanks.
Hopefully he doesn't pull the same thing with the 5, where it's a lot of seconds before you get a win. But we're pulling for you, man. We'll see you up in there soon.
Thanks, fellas. I really hope you have an awesome night.
Thank you.
You too, brother.
All right, we're gonna bring in Josh Grosso. Bobby, you want to lead this one off?
Josh, Bobby up in the booth. You got a copy?
Do.
Pretty up and down night for you. I actually had you pegged to have a very, very, very good shot at winning tonight, even after some of the incidents that you were involved in. Just take us through your night and what your mindset was going through tonight.
I knew the stints were like just about right where you have to save just a little bit of fuel. I wasn't able to do that until I think that was the second stage. I was able to just about save. I don't really remember, but it was definitely a lot of tire saving, especially when you're running the wall.
So what would you I'm sorry, I'm tripping over my words. Still a newbie at this, so forgive me. What would you contribute to you being able to bounce back to this third place finish tonight?
Just a lot of luck with the wrecks, honestly.
That definitely, it seemed to be, as I was calling it in the broadcast tonight, it seemed to be a very, very spicy night with a lot on the line for a lot of different people. Um, So as far as, and Joe, you can correct me if I'm wrong, as far as I know, Josh is also locked into the playoffs, yes?
That would be
As,
correct.
as
He
far as
is
I know, I am.
first.
You are first.
Oh,
There you go. So going into Bristol, which is a short track coming up, what's your game plan going into there, and how do you think you're going to fare going into Bristol and then heading to the following race?
yeah, Bristol. I'm gonna be trying to win top 5 minimum. Try to get myself as good of a shot I can to get into the top 4, and then same with Michigan, because I know I'm decent at Iowa. So as long as I can get myself there, I think I have a shot.
You sound like me over the past couple of weeks in the ARCA series, where I've been joking with Joe and some of those guys about how when we went to Lime Rock and then to Bristol Dirt, I said as long as I can do well at those two races, I don't have to worry so much about Talladega and
Yeah,
then going into Iowa. So it
right.
seems like we pretty much have about the same game plan.
Yeah, and then at
Yeah,
Talladega, you pulled a rabbit out of your ass.
Yeah, yes, I did.
yeah, I
Sometimes it's
saw
better
that
to
one.
sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and that was all luck to seas parted. But tonight's not about me. Tonight's about you guys. Want to congratulate you on continuing to dig and coming back home with that third place finish. Um, Anybody you'd like to thank? Family, friends, sponsors. The floor is yours, my friend.
My team, TMJ, Thomas, Angel. Michael wasn't here today, but Michael as well. Oh, and Andrew, he was with us. Not in our team, but he's helped a lot these last few weeks.
Awesome. Well, great run, and we will see you next week at Bristol. And also, just one thing I wanted to say, I also just want to give a hats off to you. Your car is probably one of the best looking stock cars I've ever seen in my life. So I always like seeing that thing go around the track and running up front.
Yeah,
We will catch you next week, buddy, and you have yourself a good week.
hey man, thanks. Shout out to Joe Archer for the paint.
All right, time to bring in the winner, Barkley. Well, Justin, yeah, got the first one of the season, first win for North South this season as well. Saves your season, gets you in the top 8. You would have gotten in anyway off of points, but how's it feel to get your first win of the season?
Oh, it's great. I've been waiting, trying to get that monkey off my back, and I don't know, something about Kansas and riding the High Line. It's like driving a dirt car.
Yeah, we got someone in here that knows a lot about dirt cars. Well, I like the
I know nothing.
I like the light and fast ones, and he likes the heavy ones. He likes fat cars. I like slim cars.
I'd like to say I like cars with very little downforce, and you like them downforce cars.
Yeah, those sprint cars are fun, but yeah, Justin, I called you uh, uh, Malarkey, Justin Malarkey. How's that sound? But or
No, he
Barkley,
wins a
Justin
lot.
Barkley.
He wins a lot, but it's Elder Justin this time for once.
But I'll tell you what. Like we talked about it earlier. You said you practice, no goofing around today. You need to get done what you need to get done because you didn't want to get out of the playoffs yet. You want to get down to that championship for. With the amount of momentum you had today, just overall, race went pretty well for you, huh?
It did, and then I mean a lot of it went to the help of my teammates. Teammate and I, we practice a lot, exchange notes, try to help each other out as much as we can. And then something happens during the race, they're there for me, helping me out the whole time.
Were you worried that Johnny may have tried to move on you with a couple laps to go, or that a car on fuel may have stayed out and won?
Um, Once it cycled out and I was riding the top, I didn't think he could make the pass on the bottom, so I thought it was pretty golden there.
Well, you got any questions there, Bobby?
No, just really congratulations on the win, man. As far as from what I remember Joe saying, and forgive me, I've been up since 4 this morning. First win. First one's always the hardest one to come by, man. Ride this one out. You absolutely earned it tonight. You're the absolute class of the field tonight. So very, very well deserved win. You earned it, and congratulations, man.
I appreciate it, and I hope to keep this train rolling for the next few races.
All right, Justin, what do you got for shoutouts?
Just shout out to my team, North South Racing, for helping me out. Um, and this is for Chase. Taylor Swift's better than Kanye.
Y'all are brutal.
I would have to perhaps agree there with Justin, but I will say this: you are the only North-South driver in the playoffs now.
Yeah, I hope I'm gonna bring North South the championship this year.
Yeah, hopefully that would be a wild swing because beginning of the season, middle of the season, I didn't have very high hopes for you. I maybe saw you going into the round of 12, but proving me wrong, dude. So good job.
Well, I'll try to continue to prove you wrong.
Yeah, you pulled a great run today, and hopefully you can pull the same next week because you've been really turning it around the last few races.
I appreciate it, and shout out to you guys for broadcasting. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Enjoy the win, and you did a great job today.
Thank you guys.
All right. We're going to go over the point standings really fast. In first to eighth, it's going to be Grosso, Hernandez, Barkley, Malarkey, Flanagan, Coons, Nidek, Kolb. And the drivers eliminated are Darnell, Klein, Warman, and Danger. Well, turned out to be a very, very interesting race, Bobby. What do you got for final thoughts?
I'll tell you what, the one takeaway that I have from tonight is you can see the intensity from a lot of these drivers and how much it meant to them to try to make it into these playoffs. One thing that I always go back and forth with some of my real life racing buddies, they say, "Oh, it's just a game." Coming from somebody that's been in real racing for 20 years and then somebody that's been within the sim racing community real racing for 20 years, sim racing for 10 years, is the competition level is just as good in sim as it is in real life. And a lot of people are not as fortunate as guys like I have been. And that's the God's honest truth is you're just fortunate to be able to get into this sport that we all love. So, I don't ever want to see somebody say, "Oh, sim racing isn't real racing." It 100% is. And the past 2 nights of Relentless Racing League here on Southern Broadcast Racing Network has absolutely proved that between the ARCA series and the Cup series. you know, these guys take this just as serious as if it was the Cup Series because this is what these guys have and it means a lot to them. So hats off to all these guys for racing hard, racing clean, and giving it absolutely everything they got.
That be right there. Well, congratulations to Justin Barkley, John Nidek, two guys who just saved their season with an amazing run. Congrats to Andrew Kolb, one of the best drivers of the regular season, just barely sneaking in after a bad run last week. Unfortunate for Connor Darnell, comes up just 1 point short, even though he had a great run, finishing in fourth. Was a great run today, though. We had a lot of strategy. We're questioning what would happen right down to the very end. Was a great race, and we will see you guys next week at Bristol, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, we're going to Bristol, baby.
And I know trucks are going to be going to Bristol too, and we're going to be seeing you and me in the trucks.
I'm in danger.
I'm trying to get the three-peat at Bristol, so we'll see if I can do that.
I might be taking some tips on you at Bristol because I've never been able to get around there in anything but a tour mod on the pavement, sir.
I don't know how to run this track. Qualifies pole.
We'll see. I highly doubt it, but I don't know. Maybe we'll pull. Maybe I got a few more rabbits up my rear end, like you so poignantly pointed out earlier.
Well, I mean, it was that Talladega finish, but you know, me and Zach, we kind of give you the little bit of the bug because one time, maybe it's luck, two times maybe it's a trend. Because multiple times I know you've gone into races being like, oh, I'm not doing that great, oh, I'm not feeling too good. Qualifies like pole, leads a bunch of laps, maybe doesn't win, but still gets a good position.
Maybe too hard on myself. You may got a point.
Maybe. Well, at least we're done with road courses.
Oh, come on! I want all the road courses. Give me all the road courses.
I mean, I would have had all the dirts if I didn't fall short to you by one.
Let's not talk about dirt. I'm still a little bit salty.
It was fun racing you on the dirt, though.
Absolutely, it was, man.
But-
And I am looking forward to seeing you in the trucks. And season finale for ARCA, our championship night, is coming up this Thursday. So that's going to be one to watch, ladies and gentlemen.
Pretty much going to be a battle between Bobby and Denson, I believe. I think those are the only two that have a pretty realistic chance of winning. But yeah, with that being said, check out Eric's Wacky Racing on Tuesday for the Truck Series at Bristol. Check out, well, actually, we're not broadcasting because Jeremy's going to be out on holiday where I don't know where the hell he's going, but he's going somewhere. So he's going to be there. So we'll maybe try to figure out something for the final race. Maybe I can talk to you, Bobby, about that. But I don't know. Maybe I'll just live stream it. Who knows?
We'll figure something out.
We'll figure out something, and then stay tuned. For Sunday, we'll be doing another cup race, and hopefully we'll have you here back.
As long as I'm able to, I definitely enjoy being up in the booth. I appreciate you having the rookie in the booth up here with you, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, just got to make sure the wife approves, right?
Not as much the wife. Make sure the kids actually go to sleep, and the wife's not trying to kill me because the kids ain't going to sleep.
I mean, kids just don't like to sleep, though.
No, they don't.
Well, anyway, it was a great race, man. Thank you for coming, and thank you, everyone, for watching SBRN. We'll see you on Sunday for Bristol. Good night, everybody. This is the Southern Broadcast Race Network.
That's not a problem. I'm going to switch over to my VR headset. I want to go run this Legends deal that they put up at USA. If you want to meet me over at my channel, the guys are over there. I don't know if they're racing though or not. If I'm being completely honest, we can find out. All right, yeah, just hang. Or you know what? I'll hang out. Let me know when you're ready to go over, because they're down. All right. Well, my thing is they're over in our team only channel that you can't even see, so I'd have to drag you, and I'm not gonna be able to see you with my VR headset, so I'll just hang out for a minute. I guess I'm halfway decent at this broadcast and stuff. Yeah, maybe. We'll see.